we remember, of course, there were those stadiums where they were saying they were being fixed the last minute. But USA with the technology, I'm sure will not be disappointed. There were other propaganda stories that the ball is bouncing, but it's not bouncing back. It's not returning your favor to bounce back. What do you heard about the stadiums in this particular World Cup?
I think the three countries have good stadiums, but if you look at USA particular, it has a lot of stadiums, but there is a video you saw the way they were making those stadiums, and people are saying, oh, players are going to get so many injuries in this pitch. And I was like, the pitch, in as much as it was inspected by FIFA and it was approved, it's not up to the standards, because, you know, in as much as we want players to come and give us results, again, we don't want to have half of the squad injured and half of the squad fit. But if you look at the stadium in Mexico, maybe you look at Guadalajara, very good stadium. And I feel like these are some of the stadiums that have nurtured the talents that we see out here. Also, you look at Canada, I think it's the only country that has the fewest stadium, because if you look at Toronto and the other one, I feel like World Cup had a limit time that you had to prepare, and right now it is here. I feel like they could have done better, because I don't know, in as much as we say our country has worst football pitches, you know, they put these things mbele, so they should have like the best of the best stadiums. But all in all, we'll see. Time will tell if the stadiums were made right or wrong, but time will tell. And about waking up at 5, I think since we were to watch basketball, we are used to it, so we are gonna be there.
Jana, of course, yesterday we were watching Medina Court, of course, Atlanta versus Chicago Sky. Sisi tumeshazoea tu B-ball, sisi tumeshazoea. We shall be, of course, engaging that. Yesterday, kulikuwa na Kansas Stadium. Remember, there are about 16 or so stadiums across all these three nations that will be hosting this wonderful, magnificent tournament, the FIFA 2026 World Cup. And I was actually looking at the statistics of which countries have hosted the event and won this particular competition. Kidogo sana. Tuangalie United States. Mbio mbio, of course, we have the Kansas City, Missouri Stadium. Taka tupite mbio mbio. Clearly, of course, those are some of the wonderful. And remember, these stadiums, this Talanta Sports City, umesikia kuna sky boxes, kuna VIPs, kuna nini, all those things. Now, these are state-of-the-art stadiums. You know, USA, of course, has all that technology, but they can make all whatever things they can do in what brings the best of stadium. The AT&T stadiums, these are stadiums, mostly, of course, wala najua NFL, ama wala najuaga zile mambo ya Red Sox, wala chizanga pale. These stadiums have just been converted to suit the needs of football. And this, of course, are the way the cities are, the Texas. Tukimbia tu mbio mbio, takata tembie kwa hiyo nini, ndio nakuja hivyo. Of course, and then, of course, in the US, we're just looking at the US stadiums. We have the Boston Foxborough in Massachusetts, the Gillette Stadium. This will give the fans the best feel. Yani, if you don't watch the action on the field, kuna screens ziko everywhere. You can actually sit at your chair and just not even look at the field, but there will be state-of-the-art stadiums. Zikimbie tu Inonda Kopale, Inonda is my director to this particular afternoon, Pigash Hard Rock Stadium, of course in Miami, Florida. So most of the major cities, and these stadiums have been located in these areas. Arocho, of course, you can always study this because they're in the different areas of the United States of America. Na venye hapa Kenya, watu tunapiga kelele ya tembea Kenya. Now, hii ni version ya tembea kwa Donald Trump, president. So there is a Levy Stadium, which was that state. Just showing you some of the stadiums that you have to interact with. Some of the stadiums that I'll also be going there to watch football. I'll be watching the semi-final and the final. That is guaranteed. So watch out for me. I'm going for the best. It's saved for the last. Lumen Field, of course, in Seattle and Washington. Some of the best. Arocho, of course, as we look at the stadiums, you earlier, what's a Dantos? Dantos, of course, as we look at the stadiums in the United States and also in Canada and in Mexico, ulikuwa nasikia venye zilikuwa zinatengenezwa awali. Of course, as we're speaking to other shows, earlier shows in Sports Extravaganza and other sports shows here before the World Cup, you had heard a lot about it. You've seen, of course, from your friends. You think the stadiums are ready, especially in the US? Nakumbuka zilikuwa zinatengenezwa karibu 3 months to the tournament. Unaona wanatandika mattress ya uwanja bwana.
I think if you're the host of any event, you need to bring your A game. And I think both countries have tried to bring their A games. And I was looking at where the final will be held in New Jersey. I think the field, it's okay, even when you see the way the security-wise they have arranged people who are going in, people going out, where the media will be. I think it's a perfect field. It's a perfect playground where the final is going to take place. Other than that, I think Canada is one of the countries that I think it was 50-50. I don't know if they love football in that country so much.
Yes.
Because
unashaka kuliendaje.
But as Celine said, there's a time, I think it was Senegal. There was a place they were training in a field where the match itakuwa inachezwa, and then ball ikienda kubounce. So kulikuwa na wasiwasi, even people who like us kunajiuliza maswali, so many questions. Is this the right ground that tunaenda kucheza? All the grounds zinafanana hivyo, but all in all, I think each and every country, they are ready to host this tournament. And despite so many challenges ile Arocha tukomeguzia baadaye za kina Donald Trump, I don't know, there's just so many things, but all in all, I think 11 fields in the US, and then Canada, maybe they have 4, both teams at least 2-3, but US being the biggest country, imepatoka kama 11. So I think we are good to go.
Those stadiums, of course, as you're seeing them scrolling on your screens, are some of the magnificent 16 stadiums. I know the players are ready to play. I know there's a lot of sideshows, politics, geopolitics, you name them, around this particular football. But it's for the love of the game. There is politics in football, whether you like it or not. This, of course, is a thing that run football in the country. Gianni Infantino, president of FIFA, has come under fire, but we are ready to see our footballers who've been preparing all this time to watch, to play and express themselves, and see whether Argentina will be able to get this. We'll see if Germany will be able to replicate their wins. Italy are not here, some of the most successful teams in this particular World Cup, FIFA World Cup. Arocho, as of course we near, I think at some point we'll bring in the country director. Najua kuna goodies. I just have to remind you, we have a question of the day. I just have to remind you, because if you're joining us, this is World Cup Xtra on TV 47. This is our debut show. This is our first show of many other World Cup shows we'll be having until past the 19th of July. We are asking you a very, very simple question in this show. Amongst the 3 host countries, that is Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America, which country do you think will go the farthest or will actually have the best outing in